Welcome back, everybody, to the next episode in Grand Tactician, the Civil War. And as I am preparing for what comes next here in March of 1864, and I've had to recruit some new patron units. I'm still working on a couple of those. We will get the rest of them in by the end of this episode. We've got this new Australian division that we're working on bringing in, the 9th Australian Division. So Aussie Striker, who is our newest Major General patron, thank you for that. We've got his units coming. It's going to take a little bit of time for them, but not too bad. Since he asked for 5 infantry brigades, I made some of them a little smaller, like 1,500 men, which you can do now. You can actually recruit them at that level. We have to look, too, at some of the support level, like Tennessee is only a support level of 36. And that is a concern, and I'll show you why it's a concern. Because one of the things that we have to struggle with now is desertion. So I'll pull up. I actually have to go to the recruitment screen, I think, to do this. So let's go to the recruitment screen for a second. You can see the deserters, and we've got 51,000 deserters right now. So by and large, the issue that we're having, for example, with Lee's army, with all the people who are unavailable, is that a lot of them are deserters. They're just people that have not, they've disappeared. Look at Virginia, 25,000 men in the field, 14,000 deserters. So we've got to deal with that. And I'll show you how we have to deal with that. So I'm going to click on, for example, the 3rd Corps. And you can see here in the 3rd Corps that we've got this indication here that they're unhappy. Many soldiers in this unit are unhappy with their leadership, and many are deserting. Veterans are happier with commanders that have high fame and leadership. It's advised you inspect the officer corps of this unit and make the required changes. So what we're going to start doing is we're going to have to do, and I won't do all of this in front of you. I'll do some of this kind of off camera, so to speak. But we've got to start investigating the commanders at the division and the brigade level. So, for example, right here, not a good division commander, Henry Gray. He's got to be replaced. We could put a guy like Barksdale in command of that division. He's got incredible fame. Atkinson, no fame at all. So we're going to start with the division commanders. Hood and Pickett are good. Little's really good. Corse is good. By and large, we have solid division commanders. What about our corps commander? Ewell's doing decent, really. But he's been defamed. So that's not good. But, yeah, all the division commanders are almost all kind of maxed out right now. So Whiting, obviously, we're going to have to replace him. So let's start there. And we can actually sort these guys by fame. Jeb Stewart doesn't have a command right now. All right, well, we're not going to put him in charge of cavalry because we don't have separate cavalry corps, but we can put him in charge of that new division. So this is telling me that both Ewell and Lee himself are hurting rather than helping by having them in command because of this defamed status. So unfortunately, I am in the place where I've got to remove Lee, but I think we're going to put Longstreet in command of this army. So let's go ahead and we could put Samuel Cooper in there. So here's what I'm going to do. I've actually got to replace Longstreet first. I don't want to put Leonidas Polk there, that's for sure. Who can I put in here? Howell Cobb's got fame, but very little else going for him. So we may have to kind of move down the roster a bit to do these things. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to replace John Bell Hood with, all right, Charles Field, I think, can do the job there. We're going to replace Longstreet with Hood. We're going to replace Cooper then with Longstreet in command of the army. Now we've got to deal with Ewell. He's got good fame, but there's that defame thing, and I guess I'm going to have to look for that all the way around. This will probably help get our army back where it needs to be. Kershaw is solid, and he doesn't have a command right now. So let's put him all the way up to Corps Command. Joe Kershaw. Let's see if that helps. I'm going to look at all my division commanders now, because even if they've got that fame thing going for them, if they've got that defamed marker, it's going to hurt them. So I've got to just make sure nobody else has that among my division commanders. And I think we are now good in the Army of Northern Virginia. Okay. Looking now at the Army of Tennessee, there's not a lot of disabled men in the First Corps, but we do still have that problem of defamed at our Corps command level. Obviously, we can't put somebody like Jull there because we just removed him for that very reason. I really don't know where to go here. I might have to go down lower to find somebody good. Stribling's pretty solid. We're going to throw him all the way up there in Corps Command and see how that goes. Alright, let's look at him now. Alright, we're solid there. Wheeler, I know he's done well. Forrest, everybody else is pretty good. What about D.H. Hill himself? He's defamed too. We're going to have to replace him. Samuel Cooper's probably about my best option. He was technically, historically, the highest ranking officer in the Confederate Army because he was the first to be given the 4-star rank. Alright, I think that'll be a good start. I do have still a couple more patron units I need to recruit, but I want to see if this is at least going to help start getting our forces back in the field for the Army of Northern Virginia. We don't have an issue of food. A bunch of you were commenting that there was an issue with food with this army, but we're pretty solid there. Forage is good, provisions are good. It's ammunition, it's supplies that we're having the issue with right now. Unless, is 4 not good for food? That's 70%, so I guess we kind of need a little more. Second Corps is a little better. They're at 84%. All right, now there's the food icon right there. They're low food. So let's see. We might need to build ourselves a supply here. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't know where it'll come from, but we'll build a supply depot here near Goldsboro, and we'll start ranking that up a little bit too. Well, a bit of a frustrating thing just happened. My game crashed. There was an update, and the game crashed on me after I had done all my recruiting of the patron units, after I'd made all the changes to everybody. So I've got to do it all again. I'm back to March 8th. I've changed my settings. I went in and verified my files, which sometimes you have to do after an update to keep that crash from happening. I've also changed my autosave to every 2 days now on the campaign, so that way it won't be as likely that I lose everything again. But now I've got to go in and re-recruit my patron units. I've got to reassign these changes. I've got Longstreet back in there, Hood back in there. We're going to get Kershaw back in here now. Where is he? There he is right there. And I'll have to go in and make the other changes, but I'll take care of that before we can fight some battles. Alright, because food is a major issue for my armies right now, I'm going to try to send Beauregard down here. See if we can grab this supply depot from the Union. The issue, of course, is that they're blockading everything, and so I don't know where supplies would even come from to that depot. But we at least have to try. That's the major issue that we're dealing with our Eastern armies right now. We do have a depot getting built, but again, where are the supplies going to come from is the question. Wait, he's got 85,000 men there? How did I not see 85,000 men? What? I had no idea he had any kind of a force there. I guess because my intelligence is poor, I just don't see it. I'm not sure. I don't see an army there at all. Interesting. Alright, we completed the supply depot, and I noticed an immediate improvement. AP Hill's Corps went from nothing to showing 2 boxes. Now, granted, that's there. Now it's starting to go up. That's what we want to see. Oh, it's still only showing 2%, though. But we are starting to see some improvement. Disaster at Fort Caswell. Yeah, they got to get out of there. They're going to flee back up north, which is totally fine by me. Union's building another one over here. Maybe we can go grab that one once these guys are a little better supplied. There we go. First Corps is 100% now. That is excellent news. Third Corps is where? 52%, which is better than they've been. Kershaw is now at 100%. So even just building that supply depot has made a tremendous difference, and that hopefully is going to start showing in terms of the number of disabled in my army. We just finished our Revenue Act, and there's Diplomacy 3, none of which gets us really that much closer to British intervention. We can do bounties, which I don't think is necessary at the moment. Conscription Act 2 might end up necessary, just because we were running pretty low on people that we can get into positions to fight. But with that in mind, as we get our readiness built up, once we get a little more ready, I think we're going to have to make a dash for some more of these Union supply depots, and maybe even try to hit his army somewhere. Maybe we can try to hit and isolate this army down here. In fact, let's go ahead and have Hood take his first foray out as a corps commander. You can see the number of disabled is starting to go down, but unfortunately we really can't wait any longer. Alright, my Army of Tennessee is in good shape, so we're pushing for Nashville. They are maxed out on readiness, and it looks like the Army of the Ohio just withdrew. Of course, that's just a headquarters. We'll see if his actual forces want to fight. Why are we not in offensive stance? Looks like all of my guys keep defaulting to another stance instead of staying offensive. Oh, we took Fort Granger without having to fight a major battle. Yeah, I just put all of these guys in offensive stance and they dropped right back. By the way, I moved Jeb Stuart over to command the 1st Corps of the Army of Tennessee. Figured it was better to have him there than in command of a division. Let's see what happened with the stance now. Okay, now it looks like our stances are all... Nope, that one switched again to defensive. Glorious victory at Fort Thompson. Okay, so that worked out. Sending those corps around worked out, but now, okay, there's the massive army that we didn't see coming before. He has landed all kinds of men down at Wilmington that we are going to have to take on. Oh, boy. Got to give AP Hill some time to get ready again. Some massive movements by the Union. He's got 2 corps heading toward Raleigh, where I have Beauregard stationed. He's got a huge army moving up toward my 2nd Corps, and then 1 corps moving down here. So this is about the only place I'm feeling fairly confident at the moment. We've got a bunch of battles about to go down. I'm starting to feel, too, like this is going to be an unwinnable situation. Look at the manpower. He's up to 870,000 men, and I am completely drained of men. I think what we're dealing with now is an issue of the updates to the game have made the game much more playable as the Confederates. In other words, if I'd have played in 1861, I can usually win pretty easily, so I chose 1863 to give it more of a challenge. Well, now they've made the game a lot harder for you as the Confederate, with things like the readiness, supply becoming more of a factor, things of that nature. It looks like the recruiting is working much better. So now we've got that issue, and I think it's making my situation almost untenable here in 1864 now, which is good. We want a challenge. Colored troops massacred, killings after surrender, so I guess we're probably talking about Fort Pillow. I guess the 11th Corps decided not to stick around for that fight. We're going to be in a real difficult situation here, though, because he's probably cutting off my supply. Let's see how Longstreet's doing right now. He's good. He's at 88%, but we're going to have to get over there. Let's try and get Hood back over there. We'll try to get Hill over there as well. We'll try to consolidate our forces as best we can, because they're coming. Okay, here we go. Longstreet's first battle in command of the Army of the Potomac. Looks like the 2nd and 3rd Corps. 3rd Corps to start, 2nd Corps there. 1st Corps 16 hours away. But we're going to be facing all of his men right off the bat. So this should be interesting. We are back at Goldsboro. This time Goldsboro Bridge is the name of the battle. It's May 20th of 1864. Okay, so I would imagine he is coming from this way and that he will move toward these objectives here. So with that in mind, we're going to place our army somewhere in this area. There's not a lot of good places to put the artillery, unfortunately. So we'll try to find some. And then I've got a decent amount of engineering points, which I would very much like to use. This is 1864, so we're thinking more along the lines of parapet these days. Yeah, I think he's going to have to come down this road here. Got to find a good spot to put these, though. And there's trees everywhere, so that makes it a little difficult. Kind of have to place it a little bit at a time here. So what's cool now about the parapets is you can upgrade them. You can see this. Every time I right-click on it, it upgrades the parapets, and it uses a little bit more of those engineering points. Makes it much stronger, a defensive position as you go along. So I'm going to throw that in as much as I can, and then we just got to hope that this is actually where he attacks. Because there's obviously no guarantee that's the case. We can't upgrade. Oh, yeah, we can to a point. Yep, there, now we go. Excellent. We're going to have to fold this back, although we're in the woods, so I don't know how well that's going to go. Okay, we've got our defensive position. Now we just got to hope that he attacks me here. That's no guarantee, of course, but not really sure what else I can do. I've got 27,000 men against his 88,000. Hopefully we get our reinforcements soon. We've got some perks we can assign here. Nice of General Longstreet to finally join us. He was on the other side of the map. So I haven't had any sight of him so far, so I'm going to send my cavalry out with evade orders, so if they come in contact, they should turn around and come back. And I just want to check and see if they're out there. If they're not out there, I can gobble up these objective points. We do have reinforcements on the way, and that's going to be huge for us when they do arrive. But I have a feeling he's probably just out of sight, sitting somewhere waiting for me to make a move. But if he is, he's not there. Alright, so that's another objective we can grab. And then we'll make our way around to these other ones, and we'll see if we can't spot him somewhere. Oh, he's way back there. Interesting that we're getting at least some intelligence. So this must be part of the update too, that we know troops are moving, we just don't know who they are or what they are. That's cool. I like that update. Maybe it's been around for a while and I just never noticed it before. So he's way back there. I wonder if he just got reinforcements. No, he hasn't. Okay, as we are spotting the enemy, Joseph Kershaw has arrived with his corps, and he's coming in from up here. So that dramatically improves the number of men we have. We just got another 35,000. I'd really like to just bring them in alongside the other corps here. So if we can move them into position and do that, that would be great. Ideally, the closer I get them to Bentonville, the better, because we're going to run out of daylight in the next few hours, and then we'll probably have a chance to redeploy and maybe extend the parapets out right here. They are coming, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the cavalry back while I have the chance. It looks like the Second Corps is going to get here. I think he has stopped short. He's holding up over here. That's the good news. And here's the situation now. Estimated 88,000 men for him, 62,000 for me. And I think we're going to get through the first day without combat. Hopefully my second corps is close enough to where we can just, through the night, pull him in right in here. I may even shift this line over a little bit. We accidentally built these parapets backwards over here. So I'm going to try to extend the line if I can. Hopefully it's going to give me that option. All right, who else arrived? Hood arrived. Okay, even better. Now we're looking at a numerical advantage. He's sitting right there. So we've got 35,000 more men under Hood that just showed up. I don't think I can get them up here. I can't. But let's get them up near this road. I'll get that all organized. We can come down this road. This is difficult terrain to attack across, but we can nail his flank. We just got to hold on until then. Looks like I can't quite get the second corps down here. But I'm going to try to bring them as close as I can. Okay, so I've pushed over. I've built up some more parapets. I'm kind of hanging out here a little bit on this side, which has me a little concerned. Let's see if we can try to build one more little parapet in there. It would be nice if I could, although not quite there. Excellent, we can. Okay, we'll get them behind there. And they'll line up a little more effectively once I start the process here. So now the process for me is hang on for dear life with 5 brigades plus some help over here while I get 2 more corps into position to actually hit these guys. And that's going to be Pickett, Field's big division right here, and then others behind them. And the same thing with this bunched up corps on this side. We'll bring in Early's division up here, and we'll just try to kind of organize this stuff the best I can. Okay, the fighting has begun, and it's beginning with him bringing up the artillery to try and soften my defensive position. 22nd North Carolina is being shelled. And they're taking some losses, but nothing major. And the nice thing is they've got that Sharpshooter 2 perk. We get that up to 3, we'll be in really good shape. We've also got a part of Evans' brigade firing. Problem is I don't have a lot of good areas to put my artillery. See, a lot of them are here, but they just can't fire from here, so I'm going to try to bring them back, maybe to this clearing. See if that helps. He's trying to bring artillery over to do the same here. And we're going to be bringing up infantry right here. Speaking of infantry, we're about to move into position on this side as well. This is going to be an interesting battle, to say the least. He's pulling back on his right flank now. He sees me coming. I don't think he knew before that I was there. No, don't go through there. Come this way. And then up there. Let's go grab that objective with my cavalry. How we doing, boys? Only 38 casualties. Even though he's got this guy parked right up in front here, so he's pulling his whole force back now, which is perfect. Gives me a chance to get mine into position. Oh, here's some more coming. Alright, our infantry is going to have a chance to start firing on this battery. No, the cav still went that way. Oh, I must have done that order wrong. Darn it. He does have a evade order, though, so if he comes in contact, he should fall back. Oh, but not without a bunch of casualties. Don't ride through there. I screwed that up big time. Fall back, please. Just retreat. There you go. Got to be careful here because the Durham Bulls are going to be under heavy fire. Same with Ruhr Valley Brigade. King of Kings Volunteers coming up too. Oh, it's about to get interesting. Where's Johnson going in? Right. Oh, he's only got one brigade. Oh, they're going to come in to try to seek cover behind this fence. That makes sense. Just watching to see if he launches a major attack there. We're still waiting for our second corps to get into position. How's the situation overall? Pretty even casualties, but we've got a big advantage in manpower. So it looks like he's shifting now that he sees me getting out on his flanks. He's consolidating a little bit. We just took out that battery. Kind of expected that. I wonder if we can go up and target this one real quick before he runs. Yeah, it doesn't appear so. I'm going to go ahead and move Johnson's division. First, I want to give them a single line order. Alright, Johnson. Hold your Boyce. Now, I guess I was thinking Johnson had more than just that one brigade. It's course that I want to move. So we're going to bring him up. They're trying to exploit a little gap in my line there, I see. Where's Claiborne moving in? He's coming in up there. Oh, Hood's division didn't start moving. No, Hood's the corps commander. Whose division is this? Sexy division. Let's get you guys up there. See what's going on here. It's a little messy at the moment. Night Thumper battery opening up. We got a little bit of overlap here. Let's see if we can correct that. Are these guns firing now? I'm going to slow things down. They are, and they are not. They're firing. They're not. See if we can get them out here somewhere. Boy, Johnson's all by his lonesome out there. Let's get course up next to him. Claiborne's coming in, we'll hold them in reserve. How are the casualties? Oh, excellent. And the 22nd North Carolina has hit elite status. They got that Sharpshooter 3 perk. I like that one. We'll go with that. Alright, 137th. They need to get moving quickly. Oh, what's going on here? Why are we falling back, Foster? Oh, that's right. We're trying to shift over because we've got overlapping divisions. Let's get field into a single line if we can. Alright, let's just do this. Let's just pull these guys back. 2 137th can fire. We'll bring Foster's brigade up. I'd like to get the 53rd North Carolina firing too. See if we can start driving some of these guys back. Man. This one brigade of his is gutsy where they are. We're finally getting course where I want them, which is next to them. Claiborne's just going to be a reserve. He'll be right there. Alright, we're forcing them, it looks, into an attack. This is interesting. Not had a battle quite like this. And we're still getting messy over here on this side. Let's get that first Armagh Irishmen up so they can start firing on this brigade. I'm also going to try to link up over here if I can. Man, the fire's getting intense now. How's Perrin doing? Only 47 men, so these parapets are doing their job, man. We are not taking a lot of casualties. At least not from his infantry. How are things looking? Oh, the casualties are pretty even, though. In fact, my killed are a lot higher than his. It's got to be from his artillery. Or it's just because we've been crossing in front of him, and that's obviously not ideal. Boy, Foster has just been pummeled. Who was wounded? Foster. That figures. It's one of our weak spots on the line, but it's not a huge deal, really. Kind of feeling like maybe I should move Heath forward out of the parapets just so I can get some more fire on the enemy. Try to hit this salient in his line as best I can. We drove back a brigade over here, and I'm trying to push forward on his flank. How are things going with these guys? They're still facing off against this battery. They've lost 651 men. Let's get this 10th Tennessee Infantry Irish up there to help with this situation. Virginia Vanguard still doing well up here in the parapet. McGowan's brigade, elite status. Bonnie Blue Boys are ready for a upgrade. We're going to go sharpshooters with them too. I like that, especially when we're keeping them at range like this. Okay, so as the sexy division gets into position, that's causing a reaction back here. He's really struggling to figure out how to do this because of the way I'm hitting him. Oh, we just lost Foster on the left. I was afraid of that. He went over 50% casualties. And I don't know why Perrin started to advance, except that I think he's actually a member of this brigade here that I had moved forward, or this division that I moved forward. Well, Foster was out in the open. He wasn't behind a parapet like the other units were. And Bad Company's not got a lot of men, so I honestly don't want to move them forward. I'm going to move the 36th Georgia up ahead of him. Is that Robert Gould Shaw? Is he a man in this game now that you can actually choose? That's pretty cool. Two 137th, they've got, I'm going to give them Iron Discipline. . I get the Armagh Irish moving forward so they can fire. We can really load up on Shaw here. This thing's far from over, though. Got a long way to go. Routes are about even. Morale's not much different on either side. I'm just trying to hit some of these brigades that are out by themselves, where I can get a bunch loading up on one. Yeah, Perrin, he ventured out. That was my fault because I didn't realize he was attached to one of the divisions that I had moved. So he lost a bunch of men unnecessarily. I got a whole division back here I hadn't even moved. Maybe more than one. I'm going to pull Johnson. No, that's not who I want. Early's division. Up in here. Is that the... You know what? I think that's our new Australian unit, isn't it? It is. Yep. Early's division is the... I don't know why it says Early's division, though. I gotta fix that. Oh, that's because I had to redo it. That's why. We'll fix that. I got to get the right name for that division. I do have the right name for the units in it. 18th Australian Infantry Brigade. And they've got those tan uniforms. So we'll bring them into reserve. That's a big division, though, so they can come in handy and decisive before this thing is over. I'm going to bring my reserves a little closer to the front. King of Kings volunteers doing this all by themselves right now. I want to try and take down this first brigade. Is that Shaw? Yeah, it's Shaw. Starting to have some ammo issues now. Perrin. This is an area of concern, this part of the line here. That's why I'm bringing the reserves up behind them. How are we doing? Okay, casualties are still pretty even, slightly ahead for him in terms of losses. That's 11% of his force. He's down to just 80 guns. Oh, that's a lot of artillery that's firing on me over here. Ugh. Hadn't even thought about that. Alright, Emerald Guards, let's get up there and put some small arms fire on this artillery. These are 6-pounders. I'm also going to send Evander Law's cavalry up here. They might come in handy before this is done, but I don't want to send them that way, that's for sure. Alright, let's send them here first. Alright, nice job, boys. Drive them back. How is Shaw still hanging on over here? He won't be for long. He's over 50% casualties. He'll be breaking any second. Wow, that's impressive that he's hanging on. Now we're seeing another shift. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so we'll see how this all plays out. There goes Shaw. He just broke. And he moved his guns when he saw me moving additional units into position. Go grab those guns. Things are shifting slightly in my favor. Ever so slightly. Morale. Routes. Losses. Macklemore's sending up somebody to grab those guns. Or at least some of them. 3-inch ordnance. Ooh, even better. There's another break in his line right there. Macklemore's losing men. Oh, that was the battery. But we drove Bloom off finally. Alright, things are looking up. I think I'm pretty content to sit tight for now. See what he does. Alright, our Australian forces are getting into position, and not a moment too soon because Perrin just finally broke. And so we're going to send the 25th Australian Infantry Brigade into that gap left by Perrin in the line. I just sent Evander Law to grab that objective with my cavalry. Dixon is whipped now. Where's Dixon? Oh, he was right here. That was skirmishers that had grabbed some guns. We just drove off another brigade. We're up to a minor victory now. Here comes our Aussies. I think we've got this. This is a major victory. This is our first, I think, significant victory in the East that I hope is going to bode well for things to come. Oh, he's starting to assault now. Good, go for it. Let's see our Aussies in combat for the first time as they get up here. Yeah, that's Colquitt giving me his contact report. They're tired. They've been marching. They're exhausted, in fact. That's not necessarily good, but they'll do all right. In fact, let's go ahead and bring up the 24th. We're going to plug them right into this gap. I'm going to push Pickett forward. Hey, there's the Iron Brigade. Let's get some more fire on them. Alright, Aussies, we got to get behind this cover here. We got a parapet for a reason. And you're not using it. Man, he's putting heavy fire right there on my front. I don't know why that feud thing won't go away. There it goes. Alright, let's destroy his flank. We just broke 2 more brigades. If we can smash this flank, that'll be it. Oh, Colquitt. That's a lot of casualties, dude. He will not get behind that parapet. I think it's just the angle of attack that he's facing. Alright, you know what? We got a division isolated out here. We got some cavalry sitting here. Let's see what we can do with them. Send the Virginia Legion in. Law's taking casualties. That's not good. Let's pull him back. I'm hoping Corse can finish this. Alright, there's the casualties. He's up to 17,000. I mean, we are like... We're at Chickamauga territory now, just about. Pull back, Law. Pull back. Course, on the other hand, I need you to move up. Oh, what happened here? The Virginia Legion surrendered. Oh, no. I sent them in to charge, and they surrendered. And Field was wounded in the process. Ugh, okay. All right, Pickett. Let's deal with these guys. All right, Law's finally pulling back. Well, it was kind of stupid for me to do that. Colquitt's lost 11. Oh, man. My first Aussie unit to go into combat is just facing devastating casualties. And there he goes. He handled all he could. Alright, we'll send the 20th up there. Come on, Course. Get your guys up there and tear these guys out of there. PA Bucktails. It's back to indecisive now. What a bloody, bloody battle this is. Oh, he's going to attack me over here now. End of the day. Okay, let's get sorted here. What a mess. This one's not done yet, but I've got to wrap it up. Unfortunately, I'm just out of time for being able to record today. So we're going to save, and we're going to continue this battle in the next episode. Let me know your thoughts. Use the comment section below, and we will see you again soon. Thanks for watching.